Being homeless itself is not illegal, but sometimes people experiencing homelessness can end up in jail. If you drove along George Street in Newbern last December near Cedar Grove Cemetery, you might have seen a couple of homeless camps. Newbern Police Chief Patrick Gallagher tells me one of the men was warned more than once not to go on the property, but continued to do so. The chief says Craven County officials finally had enough, and investigators arrested this man, Andre Carter, on trespassing charges. His camp was just steps away from the RCS shelter, where they're seeing an increase in unhoused individuals. Tonight, I show you all the help that's available right there on the campus.
I said, "Lord, that's the young lady." That's all, baby. That's all I want.
Inside the RCS community kitchen, you'll find smiling faces and lots of well wishes. Volunteers and staff serving up warm meals with a heaping side dish of support.
Oh, it's a great feeling. And then everybody here, just like family.
Volunteers like Wendell Blanket say their service comes from the heart, a labor of love to help those who are struggling.
It's a lot of homelessness, which I didn't think, being a small community, because where we came from in Maryland, you could actually see it all the time. But here you have to be in little areas to see it, but it's a big need.
So in our emergency shelter, this is our common area.
The emergency shelter on the RCS campus is where up to 20 men and women live in a dorm-style setting. There's an area for lounging, a kitchen where they can prepare their own meals, plus
This is our men's dormitory.
bunk beds and a bathroom. In the women's dorm, you'll find a similar setup.
And usually we're at capacity. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, most every bed right now is accounted for from last night.
Chief Communications Officer Anne Marie Devaney says guests can stay here for up to 90 days, but every day they have to leave the shelter at 7 in the morning and can't return until 3 in the afternoon.
We are just one piece of the puzzle, and so the exit in the morning is whether it's to access employment resources, education, a library.
There's also a laundry room, and on the other side of the door, space for longer stays.
So we're now entering our family wing.
Catering to all kinds of families. The average stay on this wing is 6 months, with residents enjoying some of the comforts of home. And you can house 4 families here.
4 families at a time, yeah.
Wonderful.
Every unit comes with bedding and beds for each family. We kind of think of it as an efficiency. Every family has their own bathroom, and so it's their own quarters.
The sign on the wall says welcome, and that's exactly how the staff at RCS wants families to feel. This is the children's playroom. Take a look inside. You'll find everything from a tricycle to a rocking horse, things to draw and color and play with, even a chalkboard for artwork, books to read. Simply put, a place where a kid can feel like a kid. There's also a separate veterans wing with patriotic pictures lining the walls. On average, residents stay here for about 6 months.
I think we have people in all 5 of the rooms, so.
Also on the RCS campus, a food pantry with meats, veggies, and more. Plus, a boutique where those experiencing homelessness can get clothing vouchers or even buy a bag full of dignified clothing for $2. Devaney says they can't do it without donations, the support of the faith community, and police, each providing a valuable piece to the puzzle.
The community, we are largely supported financially by individuals and churches in the community. We don't receive government funding for our sheltering services, so we have grants that we apply for.
Campus-wide, they house about 50 people a night. With the help of case managers, staff, and volunteers, they connect the unhoused with counseling and other resources, something Newbern Police Chief Patrick Gallagher says is key.
By the grace of God, that could be you and I out there. So when we have an opportunity to help somebody in need, we're going to do that.
Chief Gallagher says they don't target anyone who appears to be homeless. Instead, he says the department's Homeless Outreach Committee is working to become a community caretaker.
The last thing we want to do is put a person who needs other resources through the criminal justice system. But sometimes that ends up happening because other issues arise. We cannot help everyone.
With that in mind, Devaney says RCS's goal is to reach people where they are.
We can make all of the resources available, but really at the end of the day, it's the individual being ready to accept those resources. Sometimes it's mental health, sometimes it's addiction, sometimes it's shame. Just give them time and patience and be with them on the journey.
The patience is key. RCS is open year-round. We're talking about 365 days a year. The community kitchen and the boutique are also open to the general public.